Hello, I'm Gill at Ingvid, and today's lesson is about giving directions and asking for directions. Okay, if you're in a new place you haven't visited before, if you don't have a map, if you don't have a smartphone to find your way, if you want to just ask somebody, or if you feel like talking to somebody anyway, just for human contact, or if you want wanting to practice your English in an English city or town, and you want to practice asking directions, this is a good way of doing that. So, okay, first of all, on the left here, we have different ways of asking for directions. So it's a good idea to start. If you're approaching someone in the street, you have to be a bit careful. And you might, from a distance, say, excuse me, a polite way of getting their attention without making them feel threatened in any way. Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to maybe the nearest bank, something like that, or to get to the station? Could you tell me how to get to? And please is always a good word to include. Right? Or could you tell me where the nearest bank is, or the nearest station, the nearest post office is, please. Again, please is always good. Or you could just say, how do I get to the park from here? How do I get to a bank from here? Or if it's a particular place like an art gallery, how do I get to the National Gallery from here? That sort of thing. Okay, so in where the dots are, you just put in the specific place that you're looking for. So moving on to giving directions, this is probably going to be where you have asked for directions in English, and then possibly a native English speaker will be giving you an answer, telling you how to get somewhere. So you need to be able to understand what they're saying. And unless they happen to be someone like me who teaches English as a foreign language, they will just speak in their normal way. They may speak quite quickly. They may have an accent of some kind that makes it a little bit difficult to follow what they're saying. So you have to be ready to understand the kinds of phrases that they might use. So they might say, go along this street. So that means, keep walking along here. Don't cross the road or anything. Just stay on this side of the street. Stay on this pavement and keep walking. Keep straight on. Keep straight. Go ahead in this direction. Okay? They might say to go through somewhere, so that's through a park, possibly, go through the park. So if you go through the park, you enter the park maybe through a gate and just go straight through the middle of the park and out of at the other side. Okay, so to go through somewhere, through the park. Or to go across, maybe there's a square, like maybe Trafalgar Square or something, a big public space. Go across the square, so you go in a straight line from one side to the other. And usually the person will be pointing, indicating, so you kind of follow the direction that they're showing you in a straight line, if you can. Through the park, through the square. If they say cross the road, that means you have to actually find a place where you can safely go across the road. Usually you will find some sort of crossing with lights where the traffic will stop. Every now and then the lights will go red and the traffic will stop, and there may be a little green figure, little lit in a green light, a little sort of walking figure, to show that you can cross. It's safe to cross, but it's also important to look at the traffic to make sure that it has actually stopped, because people could make a mistake and go through the red lights. So you have to look out. So cross the road means get across the road, you know, when the traffic has stopped, do it safely. So you're going from one side of the street to the other, from one pavement across the road to the other pavement, okay? And then turn left or turn right. So if they're showing you somewhere in the distance and say turn right round that corner, or cross the road and turn left at the next corner, something like that. So you have to go round a corner to turn left or right. They might say it's the second turning on the left or the second turning on the right, so you have to count. You're going along straight and there's the first corner, that's the first turning. So you go past that and then to the next corner, and then that will be the second turning, the second corner on the right or the left. Okay. They might say it's opposite somewhere, so it might be opposite a station. So there may be a railway station on one side of the road, and then directly opposite on the other side of the road it may be the post office that you're looking for. Okay, so it's opposite or it's next to. So next to means on the same side of the road, side by side. So the station and the post office are together side by side. It's next to the station. It's next to the post office. Okay. And then they might very helpfully give you an idea of how long it will take to walk there. They might say it's a 10-minute walk from here, or it's a 20-minute walk from here, something like that. So it gives you a good idea then of how long it will take you to get there, and so that you know when you're nearly there, and you can start looking out for the place you're going to. Okay, so I hope that's helpful and will help you to find your way around if you're visiting an English-speaking place, town or city. So if you'd like to do a quiz on this topic, just go to the website ingvid.com and have a go at the quiz. I hope you've enjoyed the lesson. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon. Bye for now.